Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something many of us face, maybe without even realizing it. High stakes listening. Pulling out key info when you're under pressure.
Exactly. And we're focusing specifically on one, let's say, test case.
Mm-hmm.
The multiple choice, multiple answer task you find in exams like the PTE listening test.
Right.
But the source material we're looking at today gives some really concrete strategies and a great example too. It's not just about exams, it's about getting better at, quickly understanding what's important in longer recordings.
Sharpening that skill.
That's the mission, yeah, to unpack these tactics, see what we can learn.
Okay, let's break this down then. So the scenario is you listen to a recording, maybe, 40 to 90 seconds?
Yeah, around that.
Sometimes a bit longer.
And then you've got a list of options, maybe 5 to 7 choices, and you have to pick all the correct ones.
That's the tricky part. Usually it's about 2 or 3 answers that are, spot on.
Mm.
And you might get 2 or 3 of these tasks in the actual test. Okay. But the really crucial thing, the game changer you mentioned from the source, is the marking.
Oh, absolutely. Negative marking. That's
Yeah.
huge. It means if you pick a wrong answer, you actually lose points.
Ouch.
Yeah. The source puts it really clearly. It says, and this is a quote, "A score of 1 is infinitely better than a score of 0. Never guess."
Never guess. Wow.
Right. So if you're only really sure about one single answer, just pick that one. Don't risk it. Move on.
That really flips the script on standard test advice, doesn't it?
It does. It forces you to be strategic. How do you get the points you can get without, losing them on a bad guess?
Yeah, that never guess idea.
Hmm.
It feels counterintuitive, but I can see the logic. It probably applies outside tests too, right? Like in meetings, maybe?
Definitely. How often do we feel we need to have all the answers, even if we're only certain about one bit?
Right. Just saying what you know is true. So the strategy they suggest, it starts before you even hear anything. You get 10 seconds.
Uh-huh. About 10 seconds prep time.
Mm.
And it's gold. You absolutely have to use it.
To do what exactly?
Read the prompt first. Understand precisely what question you need to answer. Then quickly skim through all the answer options. Just get a feel for them.
Like prepping for a meeting, glancing at the agenda points beforehand?
Exactly like that. That pre-scan is vital.
Okay. And then the recording starts. And they mention these can be very long. So how do you keep track?
Yeah, you can't just rely on memory for, say, 90 seconds of detail.
Yeah.
So taking notes is critical. Jot down the key points, the main ideas the speaker's making.
Okay.
Notes are key.
Then, after the recording stops, you go back, reread the prompt again, just to be sure. Then look at your notes and the options and carefully, methodically eliminate the ones that are definitely wrong.
That elimination step sounds crucial for avoiding those negative marks.
It is. You're actively filtering out the incorrect stuff based on what you heard and noted down.
The example they gave was really helpful, I thought. The one about being a lexicographer.
Oh yeah, the dictionary maker example. It's great because it shows contrast really well. Right. The question is about the bad points of the job. And the options were things like whether they get to say higgledy-piggledy.
Which sounds fun.
Yeah. And whether people actually like dictionaries.
Exactly. And the speaker in the audio does mention perks. They say using fun words, IS a perk, and they specifically mention higgledy-piggledy, a fun word to say.
Okay, so that's a perk, not a bad point.
Right. But then they talk about the non-perks, the downsides.
Yeah.
Speaker says people don't usually have this warm, fuzzy, snuggly image of the dictionary.
Snuggly dictionary.
Yeah, they literally say nobody hugs their dictionaries. And that directly maps onto one of the correct answers, which was people generally do not like dictionaries.
Okay, so that's one bad point identified. What was the other one?
The other one was about deciding which words go in. The speaker says their job isn't being a traffic cop for words, deciding good versus bad.
Okay.
In fact, they explicitly state deciding what words are good and what words are bad is actually not very easy. And it's not very fun.
Got it. So that links directly to the other correct answer.
Which was, a lexicographer has to decide which words go in the dictionary. Even though they don't enjoy that part of the job, they'd rather be like a fisherman, just collecting words from the ocean of English.
That distinction is important, understanding their perspective on the task.
Precisely. Not just the surface meaning, but how the speaker feels about it.
So let's pull this together. What does this deep dive really mean for you, the listener? Whether it's an exam or just, trying to understand a complex presentation or something.
Well, it shows that this combination of skills, the quick pre-scan, the active listening with note-taking, and then that really careful strategic elimination of wrong answers,
Yeah.
it's powerful. especially when there are consequences for being wrong, like that negative marking.
That strategic element feels key, knowing what you know and what you don't know.
Right. And maybe that leads to a bigger question, connecting it beyond tests. How often do we feel pressured, maybe by ourselves or others, to provide all the possible answers or cover every single angle? When maybe, sometimes, the smarter move, the more strategic approach, is just identifying the one or two things you are absolutely certain about and having the confidence to hold back on the rest instead of just guessing.